What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, brought to you today on the Russell Street Report, courtesy of our friends at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. And you know the one place to be before a Baltimore Ravens game is at the famous Tailgoat. They will be in Buffalo. It'll be hosted by Ravens legend Todd Heap. You guys can get in on the action. I'll drop the link down below. Go check it out, and we will have an absolute blast. I should be getting down there for that game. I will definitely be at the Tailgoat if I'm there. I'm always at the Tailgoat before the game. So check out the link down below. If you're going to be in Buffalo, they will obviously have the Tailgoat in Baltimore for all home games as well. Open bar, unlimited food, games, and a DJ, all the good stuff. And today we're going to be diving into what I think needs to happen with this Baltimore Ravens pass rush group. So obviously we know what we have in Owe and KVN. We know that they can get after the quarterback. We know Tavius Robinson can rotate in there. But really the X factor to me is a guy like Mike Green that I think can step in there and really be that impact third down guy. He has that insane upside, and I think he can have an impact like we saw from Jared Verse last year. I really, really do believe that. And I'll kind of go through the film and show you kind of what I'm seeing. And then Anise Peoples, who we'll talk about here in a minute as well, he'll be getting in there on rotational snap basis. And you'll see from what we've seen in the preseason, he has high impact difference maker type snaps. Now, is it going to come out immediately? Probably not, but down the stretch, I really think the key to this pass rush group taking a step is going to be from these explosive, athletic rookies that the Baltimore Ravens brought in. So when we start with Mike Green, and obviously we'll look at Peoples as well here in a second, but Mike Green, just all he did this preseason was win in the pass rush game. Second best rookie edge rush win rate, behind only Elijah Roberts, and winning basically 30% of his snaps. And what I kind of want to focus on, and we've looked at a couple of videos and we saw him do it against the Commanders in just limited snaps, so I'll kind of run through the clips. I'll just let it run while I talk, but what I want to focus on is how he uses a combination of the skip step where he's going to attack the edge, and he's really attacking this hip, and he uses a mixture of a skip step and a cross chop, and that cross chop is also called a double hand swipe. So as he approaches the punch of the tackle, what he's doing is he's using his inside hand, or in some cases inside and outside hand, to swipe down on this outside arm. And by doing so with that skip step, it opens a short corner opportunity. So the downside to doing this is if the tackle hits you, you've kind of lifted yourself and put yourself in one position. It can be really easy to collapse on, but it can really disrupt the timing of an edge or of a tackle's rush. And you can kind of see it here. There's right there. He's going to kind of come around, push down those hands. You saw Peoples in on that as well. You're seeing it here against the Colts where he's kind of attacking that edge. He doesn't quite get around as fast there. But then here against the Colts again, this is where you really see it. There's that step, right? So there's that skip step that I'm talking about. And I think we have it again here, and then I'll go back and we'll kind of break these down one by one and why I think this is so important. But really the key here is having that fastball. See right there? And we'll kind of come back and look at this because you can see how that it can turn into a downside as well. So let's go back to the first one against the Commanders, which obviously just happened last week. But you can see here, I believe this play gets called back from, I believe Peoples goes offside here, but still shows how he can win because they're still playing a live rep. So as he attacks the tackle, he's going to take that step in. So that was kind of the key here. As he takes this step in, he's going to split his man, and then what that does is it kind of forces him to take a post step. So you're going to see right here, see how he drops that post step, and that's when the hands come out. And as those hands are out, he's trying to use that outside, or his inside hand on his outside punch right there to push it down. And see how he creates that short corner. And you can see that running back. That running back is coming over there, and he's reading inside out, and he's looking for Mike Green there at the end. Go against the Colts here. This is where he doesn't quite get around the corner. You can kind of see right off. This is a hard 45-degree step by the right tackle. And you can see where Green goes for it, right? So he's going to... right there. See how he's lifting his arm up? Go back. He's got his arm in the air because he wants to chop down on that outside arm. So it's that inside hand attacking that outside arm, pushing down and creating that short corner. Now the tackle does a good job of recovering here, but as you can see, Mike Green still bends and gets a little contact on the quarterback. So as that starts to come and then goes against the left tackle here, and this is where you really see it, there it is again. So same idea, those arms, so he's going to skip step, and those arms go up. Again, that inside arm is pushing down on the outside hand of the tackle, and there is exactly what you want. That post step drops in, and there's your short corner. And I believe Adisa Isaac gets credited with the sack here, but it really looks like Mike Green hits his foot. See that right there? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but you can just see how he's able to win there. And that's what's so important to me, is having that fastball. And this is the type of stuff, like Von Miller had it, Micah Parsons has it, Max Crosby has it. They have these ways that are their go-tos, and then you use your go-to to set up, your change-up pitch, where you're going to, try to set up that outside skip step where they're expecting the cross chop, and then you're going to attack on their inside hand. And that's what I like seeing from Mike Green, and that's why I'm so encouraged about what I'm seeing and why he's getting so much hype from me. It's that consistent way to win. There it is again. And you can see he almost kind of gets stunted. So this is what I was talking about, the downside. So he ends up kind of preventing it at the end. So as he's going to skip step, you see right here, see his right foot. So he's going into that skip step, and as he lands, if the tackle matches it well enough, he's lost a lot of momentum because he just went literally up in the air, and then he lands. He's not consistently running through it. And so Mike Green, and this is just like insane bend, like right there you can see it. Not many guys can do this, right? And if he would have hit it a little bit cleaner, he would have had that shorter corner, and it would have been better than just a tap on the foot. But his ability to bend like this, that foot positioning is beyond ridiculous. Like, this stuff you don't just see from rookies playing in preseason games. What he's doing is really way higher level, like way more impressive. You're going to see it against the Cowboys here again. See how he's going to do kind of what we saw in the earlier clip, where he's going to use that inside step. He's going to split his man, try and get him focusing on his post step instead of kicking back. And as he does that, he's going to, again, attack that outside hand with his inside hand right there. See it again. It takes a little bit longer to get that swim move in there. That's that Ruben Lowry interception. But you can see what I mean, how he's able to consistently win there. There's more bend from him. He does that. That was actually called back due to offensive pass interference. But you see that bend. You see the way he's winning. See right there. That fluidity, that lower body fluidity is just so ridiculous. This kid has an insanely high ceiling. And then you get into Peoples, a guy that, he's a late round pick. He might be inactive early in the season, but this is a guy that I think can pay off in spades down the stretch because of what he's able to do. And as a rookie, compared to the other guys, you see guys that were drafted much higher, guys like TJ Sanders in there, that he basically matched in terms of production. He didn't quite do what Aiden Huntington and Simeon Burrow did, but still a very, very respectable 14%. And so he's right here, and if you guys watched my People's video last time, he just branches pass rush moves together. Like, he's like a human highlight reel out there with pass rush moves. And what you're going to see here, he's going to do 2 swims in a row to the right guard in the center. Swim, swim. And I had to laugh because this was right after he spent time with right after he spent time with Michael Phelps. And then you see him get out there, and he's going to swim. That center sliding. So this would have been a really clean win. So he slides. And usually this is an easy block for the center because he's going to just kind of pick up on a double team second effort. But as people sees him, he's going to hit that second and then get after the quarterback. Like, this is ridiculous stuff. This isn't stuff that you just see from any rookie. You see him here again using that up and over, but more of a rip swim. So that's what I kind of like to see. Or sorry, a pull swim. So he's going to pull down on Gonclaves, who again is their starter. This isn't a backup. Like, I think he's their starting right guard. So he's going to pull down there and bring that arm up and over right there. And so this is just like, again, he's got a pass rush plan. He's not just out there trying to bull rush every play. He does this so well. You see it right there, up and over again on Tanner Bortolini, who I believe is their starting center. Again, not just doing this against kind of second, third stringers. He's doing it against starters. So as he comes around in on the stunt, he's going to get his hands in here, and again, he's going to bam, and then bring that up and over there. And that's what I like to see, is just him having a pass rush plan, him having ways in which he can win. And, for a guy that's going to work in this rotation, I think it's really important, because Madubuike, this is what I wanted. I wanted a guy that they could take Travis Jones off the field, and basically, if you slide Madubuike over to this gap, and you have a 3-tech and a 4-eye, then you're forcing that center to slide one of the two ways. So it creates a one-on-one, right? You're going to have an edge rusher against a tackle. You're going to have the 4-eye tech against the guard. And if the center's sliding over here to help with Madubuike, because, he gets doubled so much, it's going to create that one-on-one opportunity. And this is exactly what the Eagles did last year with Milton Williams. When they'd bring him in to relieve Jordan Davis, Milton Williams would see basically no double teams because they were so worried about Jalen Carter. And so if you can get out there and you do stuff like this, like here you see the center sliding to him, but if he's not, and like obviously Sills is taking a hard right step because they have a half line slide, so I'm not dumb to that, but you see what I mean. He has a pass rush package that leads to quick wins and highlight wins, and that's really what the difference is with Peebles and why I'm so high on him. You see him come around here. You're just seeing him disrupt the pocket. He's not collapsing the pocket in the sense that he's running through guys, but he's so disruptive, and you never know what you're going to get from him. You see him throwing off there, ball comes out quick. But he wins in so many different ways, and that's what I'm so excited about with these guys. They have a pass rush plan. It's two guys that are coming in, and they don't really seem overly raw in the pass rush game. They're actually quite refined, and it's just going to be about how fast can Chuck Smith get these guys to being at the NFL speed. And from the preseason, again, it's preseason. I get it. They're not necessarily playing starters all the time, but from the preseason games, they look way more refined than we've seen in the past. And that's, if you go back and watch, if you want to compare him to like Brody Washington, way more refined. If you want to compare Mike Green to Ojabo or, any of the edge rushers that were drafted recently higher, Mike Green is so much more refined. So I'm just very excited. I think these guys really are the difference makers that can contribute to this pass rush game. I know it's a lot to ask rookies to kind of be those impact guys, but we've seen it in recent years. We've seen guys step up to the plate early, and I really think that's the key, because I think we know what we have in the rest of the pass rush group. I think if Madubuike can become more consistent like he was in 2023, that would be huge. But, there's not a lot of depth on the inside from that pass rush game. Travis Jones will do his early down nose tackle stuff where he can be a menace, but we need that third man rotation. Any team that's using a nose tackle needs that kind of third man, spread out the offensive line. I think it's just a critical role that's kind of developing in the NFL now, with how much more spread you get and all of that sort of offensive concepts working into it. If you guys enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, and thanks again to Jimmy's Famous Seafood for sponsoring this video.